Good evening, I'm Joy Gosses and welcome to Primetime News. Franco-Namibian relations lead tonight's bulletin. Francois da Costa, Vice President of the France Hauts-de-France region and Head of State, Dr. Hage Geingob, during a courtesy visit at State House on Tuesday, discussed the establishment of a land sea corridor aimed at linking the two countries' ports for mutual economic benefit. Let's listen in.
Listen to you and see how we can cooperate in areas that you are expert on, and therefore Namibia is open to business. It's a democracy. Still, all democracies are struggling. We are new, but still freedom of expression, freedom of movements are all guaranteed. And therefore, equally, foreign investors are welcome because we have resources, but we don't, like uranium, we don't need uranium. Somebody else has to come who needs it for whatever reasons, I don't know, to come and use it. So take it and take it out. But while it's becoming smaller, when we are in crisis, that's the time we realize how close we are. The COVID-19 made us to feel or to realize that we are on this continent together.
That partnership between Namibia and Hauts-de-France region is partly driven by the partnership between the port of Dunkirk and the port of Walvis Bay, Namport in Walvis Bay. There is so many members of that delegation are coming from the port of Dunkirk, including the president of the port of Dunkirk, President Georges. Also on my left, the president of the port of Calais-Boulogne and of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Calais and Boulogne, which is the biggest center for transforming fish in Europe. So it's a capital of the fish industry in Europe, and we know that Namibia is a major player in the fish industry. So on all those aspects, I'm sure the discussion will be once again warm and dense. So thank you again for having us, Your Excellency.
On to labor matters. The Otjikoto B2 gold mine in the Otyzon-Juba region has reinstated its 160 employees who were suspended for their alleged involvement in an illegal work stoppage on 30 September 2022. Lenia Dishena compiled this report.
During the meeting between the company and the union leaders, the union acknowledged that their members should have followed the internal grievance and dispute mechanisms available to them before embarking on unsanctioned work stoppage. The union leaders apologized for the behavior of their members and further requested that the company reconsider the lifting of the suspensions. During the discussion, an amicable solution was reached, and the company agreed to lift the suspensions and allow the employees to return to work with a warning. The employees started returning for duty on the morning of the 14th of October, and I'm very happy to report now to you and through you to the nation that the Otjikoto mine is back in full production. It's also important to emphasize that whilst the illegal strike was on, the Otjikoto mine continued its operations.
Moving to the Kavango East region, the Ministry of Health and Social Services is investigating a case in which 4 men were arrested at Rundu for allegedly attempting to sell ARV medication to undercover police officers. Our regional correspondent filed the story.
The Regional Director of Health in the Kavango East region, Wohita Kapumburu, said this in an interview with Nampa on Tuesday. The police in Rundu arrested 3 men last week Thursday at Kehemu residential area who allegedly were in possession of stolen Macleod's antiretroviral medication. A 4th suspect was arrested later as he fled the scene. The 4 were found with 6 boxes of ARV drugs. It carried 160 containers, of which each container had 30 ARV tablets. The suspected stolen medication is valued at 87,000 Namibian dollars. Kapumburu said the ministry is investigating this case to establish where the loopholes are. He said of the 4 men implicated in the matter, 2 are employed by the ministry. The 4 men appeared in the Rundu Magistrates Court on Monday before Magistrate Sonia Sampofu, who denied them bail due to the seriousness of the case and on reason that they may interfere with the investigation. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Staying in the region, the Namibian police force at Rundu on Monday arrested an employee of the Namibia Revenue Agency for allegedly defrauding the government of about 3 million Namibian dollars. Once more, our correspondent from that region filed the story.
The Nampo Crime Investigations Coordinator in the Kavango East region, Bonifacius Kanyetu, told Nampa on Tuesday that the accused, 42-year-old Anton Hilarius, was based at the Namra Rundu office, allegedly unlawfully collected money by tampering with the tax system. Hilarius allegedly erased taxpayers from the system, particularly those who owe government millions of dollars in taxes, in exchange for money. According to Kanyetu, this happened between 2010 and 2017. The accused has reportedly been under investigation for quite some time, which led to his arrest at his workplace on Monday. He appeared in the Rundu Magistrates Court on the same day to answer to charges of theft, fraud and defeating or obstructing the course of justice. Hilarius appeared before Magistrate Sonia Sampofu, who denied him bail due to the seriousness of the offence. The matter was then postponed to 25 October 2022 to allow the accused to apply for formal bail. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
When we return, Finance Minister to table midterm budget review next week. Leading tonight's business segment, Finance Minister Ipumbushimi will table the 2022-2023 midterm budget review in the National Assembly next week, Tuesday. The bill is aimed at reviewing the appropriate amounts of money to meet the state's financial requirements during the fiscal year ending 31 March 2023. On to the European business landscape. Official data revealed earlier today British inflation jumped back above 10% in September on soaring food prices, with the country gripped by a cost of living crisis. More insight from this report.
The Office for National Statistics in a statement said the consumer price index accelerated 10.1% on an annual basis, up from 9.9% in August. The September rate matched the level in July and is the highest in 40 years as a result also of sky-high energy bills. Britain's new Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt, in a separate statement, said he understands that families across the country are struggling with rising prices and high energy bills, adding that the government will prioritize help for the most vulnerable while delivering wider economic stability and driving long-term growth that will help everyone.
That's all the top news we had for you this evening. I'll be back with the sports news. We commence the segment with cycling. Over 900 cyclists from 17 different countries have registered to compete in this year's Nedbank Desert Dash that will take place on the 9th and 10th of December. The iconic single-stage mountain bike race sees cyclists battling the 397-kilometer course over 24 hours through the Khomas Hoogland Mountains and the Namib Desert to the coastal town of Swakopmund. Manchester United footballer Mason Greenwood will be released from custody after a bail application was granted. The 21-year-old forward faces charges of attempted rape, controlling and coercive behavior and assault. He appeared at Manchester Magistrates Court on Monday and was remanded in custody. Stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we have come to the end of tonight's primetime news. Many thanks for watching. From myself, Joy Courses, and the entire production crew, it's good night.